How to decorate timeless spaces. I'm glad you asked. Are you ready to create a home that never goes out of style? In today's video, I'm sharing how to decorate timeless spaces that feel elegant, functional, and forever in vogue. Hi, I'm Judith, and welcome back to Design Cafe by Jag. Timeless design is all about blending classic elements with modern functionality, so your space feels fresh year after year. Guys, come on, let's talk design. Timeless design, that is. Let's go. Let's start with functional pieces that stand the test of time. Think neutral tones, a neutral tone sofa, solid wood tables, or classic silhouettes. These staples create a canvas that you can build on. So think just think of a piece that you have seen, like say the Chesterfield sofa that I'm showing here right now. That piece has been around for years, decades upon decades, and it still does not look dated, right? Think about the windback chairs. How many different style windback chairs have you seen come out? And they are very timeless in your space. When you see them in your space, they're very timeless. One thing with timeless design is that you have to think on the big pieces, okay? Your big pieces need to be very timeless because accessories are very easy to change in and out when the season changes or when you're tired of seeing that particular color in your space. But if you go with those natural earth tone colors, you're starting to create a foundation that is going to be very timeless. A neutral palette. We just talked about that. A neutral palette keeps your space looking fresh and adaptable. Add character with textures like linens and leather or stone, that would age gracefully over time. Think about when you get that new Louis Vuitton Neverfull. All of us can't wait until the handles start to look a little bit more dated than brand new. That's all we ladies want. We wanted to get that. It shows the authenticity of the actual bag, right? So we want the bag to start to age. Let me use that word. We want the straps of the bag to start to age because that's when the beauty of that bag comes out. So make sure you're choosing something that is a neutral palettes that will keep your space looking fresh and adaptable. Adaptable means it's going to adapt through time. It's going to adapt to everything, the different things that you may want to change in your space. It will adapt with it. Okay, so don't think as this is not, I wouldn't say a completely timeless design because it's very seasonal. So don't think on the little accessories that you add to your space. When we talk about timeless design, we're talking about those big pieces that you're going to put in your space that are going to stay in your space and you want them to stay for years because you invested in that piece. That's why I talk about this all the time, having that neutral color palette. When you have a neutral color palette, you can build on it over and over and over and over again. A neutral color palette is very, very timeless. Okay, so always maintain a neutral color palette. Start with a neutral color palette. You will not go wrong if you're trying to create a timeless, very timeless space. Timeless doesn't mean boring. Just like neutral palette doesn't mean boring. And I have been singing this over and over again. So timeless does not mean boring. Add small touches of current trends with your accessories. You know, these days, it's so easy to update without committing to a full redesign. So you see where I'm going with all of that, where I'm going with having that neutral palette. You can change things out by accessories. So if this year burgundy is what's trending for the winter fall season, then you just add different accessories of burgundy into your space that you can easily remove as the season changes. But your big pieces, the paints on your wall, the furnitures that you have selected, those are what makes your space timeless, not the accessories that you add to it here and there, not a pillow that you add. That's not timeless. Now you can find fabrics. You want to try to use like fabrics if you plan not to be changing up for seasons. Select fabrics that are very classic, right? We have a lot of patterns that are out there that are very, very classic. Like, let me mention one that I have every time I am doing a design in a hotel or even someone's residence. I always use this particular pattern, which is the herringbone pattern. That pattern is very, very classic. It's a very classic pattern. It does not go old. You're seeing it now in the way they lay tiles on kitchen walls, bathroom walls, on the floor. You've been seeing that now for I think the first design that I ever did in a hotel back in 2014, I laid a floor, I laid it in the herringbone. Fabrics that were in there had some kind of hint of herringbone in it. And I realized how much I love it. I have visited that hotel since then, just to walk in and see how did my design stand the test of time. And my design still looks very, very fresh, very classic. I'm not talking about wear and tear of certain things. I'm talking about the selections that I made, because typically the hotels don't do a PIP until about 7 years or so. 6 to 7 years is when you would see that hotel, the brand would say, hey, you have to update that hotel. So when you're doing a design, you want your design to be very timeless, right? You want the design to be very classic and for it to last for 6 or 7 years and that space not feel dated. So timeless does not mean boring. Now let's move into some of what I was just talking about, right? The layering of, let's say, cozy rugs, curtains, and even your cushions, right? Which is like your throw pillows. We were just talking about that. So timeless feels cozy and inviting. I want you to always remember that when you're selecting a piece, does this piece feel cozy? Does it feel inviting, right? Layering textures and subtle patterns. You don't want wild patterns. That's why I told you, I just mentioned about the herringbone. The herringbone works throughout. It works if it's tone on tone, like the piece of fabric or the item is monotone, herringbone still works. If it's two different colors, it works, right? But you want to layer textures with subtle patterns, which will add depth without overwhelming your design. Remember, when you have your main pieces and you're adding pieces like fabrics or even your rugs, remember I always say that your rugs is supposed to complement your space. It's supposed to anchor your furniture. It should not be shouting out at you saying, hey, I am the jewel in here. It should not be doing that. If your rug is doing that, then you're not really creating a timeless classic look in your space. What should be shouting out at you is, let's say your sofa. You put a sofa in your space and then you design around that sofa, right? Or there are times when you're going to see a piece of fabric and you just love either the colorway of that fabric, you love the subtleness of the fabric, the pattern on the fabric, those linen blends. Oh my gosh, those are very timeless and very classic. You will never see these go out of style. So you want to think on these things. What type of texture am I going to buy to put into the space? What type of rug am I going to use in my space? Am I going to go really crazy with my rug, or am I going to select a rug that's very classic, very timeless? It looks very cozy. The patterns are very subtle, and it is not going to overwhelm my space. When you're selecting pieces, ensure that they are not overwhelming your space. So guys, if you're enjoying the video thus far, if you're loving these tips that I'm giving you, go ahead and hit that like button. And don't forget, if you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. Turn on your notification bell so that when I upload another video, you will be the first one get those notifications, okay? So don't forget to hit it. Now let's move on into the rest of the video. You want to invest in high quality materials and meaningful pieces. A well-crafted chair or antique mirror adds character that's hard to replicate. That is a timeless design. You want furniture that is well made. You want use fabrics that can stand the test of time in its durability. You want pieces that are very functional, right? You don't want to buy pieces that are not going to be able to withstand your use. It's not going to be able to withstand the test of time in terms of the form of it and so forth. So you want to invest in high quality materials. Always remember that quality over quantity is always the choice. Like, it should always be the choice. Now, I do understand sometimes it's budget. Sometimes you don't mind, if you're like me, who don't mind changing up their spaces every few years, maybe every 2 years or so, I would want a new sofa. That's just me. Then there's certain things in my home that I would go very classic with or very timeless, and then there's some things that I would be like, I don't care. Like this space, this is not my forever space. My living space is a lot more smaller than a home would typically be, so I'm okay with getting pieces that I know I have to eventually change out. But if you're in a home and you want to create a timeless design, even if you want to you have the space to get nice pieces that you can travel with from space to space, then definitely you want to be very consonant as to what you purchase and to make sure that you're getting quality over quantity. Quality does not mean expensive. I have been saying this for years. Some people feel because you paid $2,000 for something and I paid $800 for it or $500 for it, that means yours is better than mine. It doesn't. Okay? Does your piece have the durability, functionality? Is it the piece that is going to work for your space? Does it have these characteristics? Just like the expensive piece have the same exact characteristics. It's just that most times, like when we buy these designer bags, your designer bag, you're paying for the name of the company versus the bag itself. Because we all know we can get these same exact bags. We just didn't get it from that company. Yes. Okay. Now, I'm not saying they're not knockoffs. There are some knockoffs, and you will see the difference in the quality. So what I'm trying to say is make sure that even though if your piece is not as expensive as the brand piece, like say something from RH, where you see a dupe to it, it has the same solid wood. It's using the same mechanisms. The colorway is the same, the design, but you're paying way less. You're paying for RH design service. You're paying for their name that they have created for themselves. You're paying for the trust that they have created out in the communities. That is what you're paying for, right? But we always have to remember in these days here, especially in America, not because you're paying more expensive for something means that it's better than what I'm getting. Let's look at the rug that I got from, is it Severe? That rug that I had gotten, I paid $800 for it, but they're selling it for over $2,000, right? If I can find it, I will pop it up to show you the difference. But I only paid $800 for it. Do you see the difference? But it's the same exact rug from the same exact company. So don't be afraid to shop around to get that good quality that you're looking for versus the quantity. So you don't want too much quantity, but you do want quality. High quality materials and meaningful pieces. So think again of a well-crafted chair, antique mirror that adds character. Finally, make your space yours. Every time I decorate a space for someone, I always leave room for them to personalize that space, for them to make the space theirs. I'm only coming in as a designer to give some decoration here and there, give you some guidance, show you what to purchase, show you how to place them in your space. That is my job. And if you're having a hard time with that, guys, don't forget that I offer design services. So if you want to contact me to do your spaces for you, you definitely can. My contact information is down in the description, right? So guys, let's move on to this last piece. Finally, make the space yours. Whether it's family heirlooms, family photos, artwork that you love, personal touches brings timeless designs to life. Okay, so always add your personal touch. What are those things that makes you feel good inside when you walk through your spaces? What are the things that you would love to see when you walk through your space? Not what you have seen in someone else's home. Everything that touches somebody in a personal way is different. So some people may want family photos all out throughout their houses, and some people don't want it. Like me, I don't want to see family photos throughout the house. I see my kids almost every day, right? I try to incorporate a picture of baby Zyla, and the reason why I do that is because she loves to see her picture. She'll go up and be like, "Oh, she's so cute," and I'll be like, "That's you, right?" So now she knows that that's her. But it's a very, when she was a baby, she was like 2-3 months old, right? And she always, "Oh, she's so cute, girl, that's you." Now she'll become like, "Grandma, I'm so cute," right? So that brings memory. So you're creating a space that is going to bring memory to you, to your family, to your home. You want those things in your space. That's what it means to personalize your space, right? So don't think as timeless design as what you would see here on YouTube, how you would see somebody else design their space. When you're thinking of designing a timeless space, you have to think on your functionality. You have to think on those personal things that is personal to you. That's how you design the space. All a designer can do is help you select the timeless pieces and say, yes, this is timeless. Nah, that's not timeless. It's trending too much, right? Hence why we are doing this video, because of all these trends that are going around. Do you want to create a timeless space with some trends, or you just want to follow the trends, and every time the trends changes, you change up your space? Okay, so that's what timeless design means. This is how you create a very timeless design. Okay, guys, wasn't that easy, quick, short, and in a hurry? Now you're ready to create a home that's both timeless and uniquely yours. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your design tips in the comments below. Thanks for watching Design Cafe by Jag. And to everyone, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Our next video that we're going to be dropping will be in January, right? We're going to be taking a break for December. So I will see you guys in 2025. Until then, don't allow your budget to dictate your design. Always remember, never let your budget dictate your style, but create a space that you love. Design for life.